Today we're going to be talking about these numbers that I discovered. Basically, everybody's heard of the 369 pattern. Well, I discovered a pattern in all the other numbers, which basically maps out the fabric of the universe. It shows the flow of energy, the push and pull, and we're going to get into that right now. So let's break this down as quick as possible. I ain't trying to keep y'all for long. So right here, if you look at this is the graph, all right? And what we have here is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The numbers going through 9. And we all know about the 3, 6, 9. As you multiply 3 times any number, it will always keep this pattern. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. Same with 6, has the same kind of pattern, except for it's a 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9, 6, 3, 9. And it'll keep that pattern as long as you multiply. 9 is always 9. No matter what you multiply 9 by, it will always come to the sum. The digital root number, when you bring it to a single number using vortex math, will always come to 9. Right? And we all know that. Tesla basically pointed that out. What I figured out is the pattern in the other numbers. All right. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. So the ones follow a 3, 6, and 9 pattern. All right. And anytime you multiply it by a trillion number, it's always going to come to a 3, a 6, or a 9. All right. That's the standard. No matter how far you go, any trinity number, it will always equal the sum of 3, 6, 9 when broke down to a single root digit, vortex math. All right, well, the 1, the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pattern also stays the same no matter how high you multiply it. It just steps. So as you multiply it, once you get to 20, then it starts at the second number, and you'll go back through the pattern, and then you'll go at the 30, you'll start at the 3 number, it'll go back through the pattern, and then you'll get to the 4, it'll keep 40, you'll be on the 4th number until you get to 90. Once you get to 90, that's completion, then the pattern starts back over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And same thing with these. 2 has its own pattern. 2 has its own pattern that it does. Same way, it also has the 6, 3, 9 pattern, not the 3, 6, 9 pattern, but the 6, 3, 9 pattern. All right, so that follows as well. And the same with 4. 4 does the same thing. It has its own pattern, and then it follows the 3, 6, 9 pattern when you multiply the trinity numbers. And it's going to continue. Same with 1 and 2. As you get to 20, it'll start at the second digit, and then you'll start the pattern. Once you get to 30, it'll start at the third digit, and then continue the pattern. All the way up until you get to 90, then it's complete, and the pattern starts to repeat itself. All right, same with 5, except for 5 follows the 6, 3, 9 pattern. And you'll realize these mirror each other, all right? This one's the 3, 6, 9, this one's the 6, 3, 9. All right, now obviously we go to the 7 and 8, which does the exact same thing. It has its own pattern. This one follows the 3, 6, 9 pattern, and this one follows the 6, 3, 9 pattern, 8. So when you look at these numbers, they all same with the multiplication. It's going to continue till you get to 20, and then it's going to start at the second digit. It's going to continue till you get to 30, then it'll start at the third digit. And every one of these numbers does the exact same thing. This is a pattern that basically upholds all the way through. So then when you turn around and you look, all right, so you got 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. So these two patterns follow the 3, 6, 9 pattern all the way down when you're adding the two numbers. All right. So, and then the middle line, all right, basically, so we'll turn around and we'll look at not only do they follow, sorry about that, I'm having to hold my phone. Not only do they follow the 3, 6, 9 pattern all the way down when you multiply them, but if you look, the right side is doubling of the left side. Double 1 is 2, double 2 is 4, double 3 is 6, double 4 it's 8, double 5 is 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1, double 6 is 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. And it follows that pattern all the way down. All right, and then you got the intersecting lines, where each one of these numbers, they equal a 3, a 9, and 6. 6, 9, and 3. These are the reflection of them numbers of each other. So you'll realize the middle lines are on a 3, 9, and 6. And then on the 2s, it's on a 6, 9, and 3. Where on the stable lines, the in-between lines, it's on a 3, a 6, and 9 pattern, and a 6, 3, and 9 pattern. Now, let's look at these. So these numbers double each other, and they also come to 3, 6, and 9, which we discussed all the way down. Now we get to these, the middle numbers. This is 4 and 5. If you notice, they all equal 9. Every two numbers equals the digit of 9. All right, and if you look on the middle, you have 3, 9, 6. And then on the 5s, you have 6, 9, and 3. Those are the reflections. So when you turn around and look, you realize they follow the exact same pattern. So now we get to the 8s, which do the exact same thing. It has its own pattern. 3, 6, and 9 on 7. But then we have 3, 9, and 6. And then we get the 6, 3, 9 on 8. And then we have the 6, 9, and 3 on the in-betweens. Now, if you look at this board, you'll realize it's the same from all the way across, from left to right, and up and down. All right? So what this is describing is the push and pull of the universe. You have 9. That's the law of containment. It contains everything. These are the structural pillars, the 4 pillars the ancients talked about that cannot be moved. And then you have the building blocks of the universe that sit in between these pillars. All right, so each one of these blocks, you'll realize the entire 4 blocks all add up to 9. 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. So it's a continuation. Now, let's look at the 1. The 1 is the reflection of the 8. The 8 goes from bottom to top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 1 goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from bottom. It's the reflection. And then we have the 2s. The 2s and the 7s do the exact same thing. They reflect each other. And then we have the 4 and the 5. They also reflect each other. 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 2, 6, 1, 5. And then you have 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4. So it's basically the same pattern, except for this pattern's going down and this pattern's going up. All right, so the 6 and the 3, the 9 acts as the boundary. All right, it's the boundary. The 6 and the 3 are the pistons. They're the push and pull. All right, and you figure out, like even with this is the 3, 6, 9 side. If we go to this, we'll realize that it is the 6, 3, 9 side, because each one of these numbers, 7 plus 8 equals 6. 5 plus 7 equals 13. 7 plus 8 equals 15. 1 plus 5 equals 6. So that's a 6. That's a 3. 7 plus 5 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. And that's a 9. 6, 3, 9. So they follow the 6, 3, 9 path. So that 7 and 8 follow 6, 3, 9. The 1 and 2 follow 3, 6, 9. And in the middle, it's a 9, 9, 9. So you start to realize that the 3 and the 6 are the pistons. They're the push and pull. So you have 1, 4, 7, which follows the 3, 6, 9 path, controlled by 3. You have the 2, 5, 8, which takes the 6, 3, 9 path, and is controlled by 6. So as you turn around and you look at this, you realize that that's what it comes to. It's always a 6, 3, 9 pattern. You have, and then we have this, which is the drawing. It's a 2D drawing of it, but it's actually 3D. And this is explaining how you control the flow of energy to create basically a zero suction point in the middle that's constantly reverting the energy back towards the center. So it's basically a regenerating engine, because the energy in the sacred geometry all pushes the energy back in on itself. It sucks it back in. And basically, that's what this is. So when you add the how should you say, the mechanics behind it, the frequency, energy, and vibration, frequency being the path, energy being the push, and vibration being the power, and then using these numbers, the 147258, the positive and negative, you start to figure out exactly the pattern you have to use in order to create that 0 point, that suction point that just keeps everything coming in. It creates almost like an equilibrium. As it pushes, it pulls, and it maintains that. And same with this vortex right here, because you'll see there's an hourglass in the shape in the middle. This is a toric field. So this is like a tessellation. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word right, but that's basically, it's a field tessellation. This is a field equation mapping the field of not only magnetics, but also energy. You see what I'm saying? It's the magnetic field and the energy field, and it, when harnessed at the right frequencies, energies, and vibrations, it can create a push-puller effect. It can move. It can, do all kind of things, but it can also harvest energy. Well, also I drew this, which is basically what this is this is a visualizing. Hold on. This is a visual representation of that. So I know it's hard to understand, but you have the red lines. That's the 3, 6, and 9. That's the inner structures holding everything together. And then these black lines, that's the 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8 numbers, the flow of energy. All right, that's the flow. And then the 3 and 6 is the pistons. And then the 9 is the containment, the boundaries. It's the God of the numbers, if you want. It governs all numbers. And you'll figure that out, that everything, like you'll figure out so many things break down to the number 9, where you realize that this code and this pattern is everywhere. It's throughout our entire fabric. Look at the spin, 24 hours in the day, that's 6. It's always a 3, 6, 9 pattern throughout our whole reality. And I think that's what this is showing. It's the God code, it's the source code. Just like he says, sits on 4 pillars. That's exactly what these are. 4 pillars that hold it together, that cannot be moved. That's the boundary. It cannot be shaken. And then, like I said, knowing these numbers shows you the flow of energy, the flow of electricity, and I believe the flow of magnetism as well. Because, like I said, I feel this is a grid. I'm basically mapping the unified field grid that of numbers, and it shows how all these connect to each other. So when you turn around and you look at all this, you start to realize that it all makes sense. And same with this, when you draw the circle, you got the 3, 6, and 9, that's the red triangle. You got the 2, 5, and 8, that's the black triangle. And then you got the 1, 4, 7, which is the blue triangle. So if you think about this, it's positive, negative, and neutral. And that's basically what it's showing you. It's the fabric of the universe. And, I'm real eager and excited to see, what I can find, what we can figure out with this, because I think we're on pace to do something amazing. This discovery, is another level of vortex math. This is way past numerology, but it also does show it's connecting numerology, spirituality, and physics all as one, showing you that they were all talking about the same thing. Not saying God ain't real, because I believe in God. God's the one that, gave me this information that I could disseminate to y'all and get out there where y'all could have this understanding as well. But like I said, when it comes to how are we going to go about, building a new society, building a new world, this is it. This is how we do it. We stop with the old combustion and force, and we let Mother Nature and, God's plan and creation do what it was created to do. We don't have to force things. They'll come naturally as long as we follow the sacred geometry. And that's why all of our ancient ancestors and ancient civilizations all knew about this geometry and all knew about this, the things that it could do. And I feel like that was covered up and hidden. So follow me as we go through breakthroughs. I'm writing a book on magnetic harmonic gradient, which explains this, but it also explains the universe and how everything is held together through frequency, acoustic pressure, and magnetic pressure. It's basically a push and pull. Basically same thing Nikola Tesla said: energy, frequency, vibration, sound. That's how I look at it. But like I said, when I get the book out there, you'll be able to read the book. I also will be creating a video explaining more into that, how basically our entire solar system and galaxy is just a symphony of push and pull and pressure through a field. And that's what the magnetic harmonic gradient is showing how everything is stuck to its harmonics, just like Plato said, the harmonics of the spheres. Each sphere sits at a harmonic, a 1-to-2 ratio, and it shows that this is an intricate, very intricate design creation, and it points to God. Like, there's no other way to explain it. I feel it honestly points to God. And like I said, I want y'all to follow me and come and go along with me on this journey as we go through these breakthroughs. If you like what you see, hit like and follow. Thank you. Have a good day.